Good afternoon. This is Shed from Shed All Over the Page, and I am working on a 2004 Dodge Ram 3500. What I'm working on is the center support bearing. This apparently is a known problem on the Dodges. It's a two-piece drive shaft. The first one was replaced under warranty. I don't know. I think it was in the 40,000 mile range. And it was just the way these things are built. They have like a thick rubber membrane that, well, let's just go in here and take a look. They have a thick rubber membrane that holds them in, and it tears loose. That's the problem I'm having. And the first one, like I said, I think this is a two-piece drive shaft. This one goes to the transfer case, center support bearing, down to the rear end. And the problem is this thing likes to go out when I'm heavy. I was coming back from Georgia with a trailer loaded of stuff when my mother passed away, and it went out on I-75. It went out coming back the other day, and I had a mini excavator on a gooseneck trailer. And the problem is when it goes out, it's kind of a homicide-suicide thing. So when it goes out, commits suicide, it commits homicide by killing the boot that goes into the transfer case. It just chews it to pieces. So not only you got to replace the center support bearing, you got to replace that boot, and that boot's like $50. So it's to the point that I keep one here because I know it's going to go out. Like I said, the first one went out around, I want to say it's like 35,000 miles, somewhere in that range. Factory or dealership replaced it. Second one went out at 180,000 miles. Lasted a lot longer. So we had three at that point that I was going to have to put in. Put the third one in at 180,000 miles. This is number 6. I'm at 240,000 miles. So I'm on number 6. And like I said, I actually carry one of these when I pull our camper or gooseneck in case it happens. I carry all the hammers and everything. I don't have a press, but I have it so I can drive it on and drive it off. The last time I'm like, is it something I'm doing wrong? So I took it to an auto repair shop and had them mount it or put the bearing on and press it on. I've got a press, but I was hoping it would last longer. It didn't. It didn't last as long as the last one I did. There's a couple of bolts that hold it in place. That's it. And the only things to adjust is this extension that drops down and here at the same time. That's it. So there's not a lot of play to mess with. But what I do is when I replace the bearing and put it in there, I spend a good amount of time with the tape measuring back and forth, because you can take that bearing and you can tweak it this way and this way. So it'll change the alignment on it. The problem we're running into is that one is, I purchased one from AutoZone and it went out on me and I was stuck. They didn't have one. So I purchased one from somebody that had one. The one I had from AutoZone was under warranty. I took it back. They gave me one. So the in-betweeners, let's say whoever, Company B, because I can't remember who I got that one from. Company B provided the one before this one. AutoZone handled number 3 and number 5. So we had factory one, dealership one, AutoZone, Unknown X, AutoZone, and now I'm putting on one from Parts House. They're up in Sneedville. They're good guys, but this is Precision. All right, that's the company right there. So I'm paying extra money for Precision. Now, like any decent person that works on a vehicle, when you put it in there, you take a look under it and see what's going on. So I climb under here to look, and if we look right here, nice little tear. I think it's called a drag link. Get a focus. Another blowout. Another blowout. That's all precision that's in here. When I install these, they're installed either by whatever their torque specs are or by the Dodge manual, because I've got the Dodge factory service manual for this vehicle. I follow the torque specs. Unfortunately, I'm fixing to, there's a southern term. I'm about to, I don't know if you'd say it, if you're in Canada, it'd be a boot. I'm about to put a center support bearing that's precision under here. And if it's not as good, it's just if it's the same quality of those tie rod ends, we got a problem. I replaced every one of those tie rod ends, including both wheel hubs, and it's a pretty good process to change the hubs out on that. I replaced all the steering components and the hubs in June of 2023. I replaced all the steering components and the hubs in April of 2024. So that everything under there was new again. And there doesn't seem to be a problem with the hubs, hoping, but the tie rod ends have gone bad. And the other ones I've shown in there. So, now what do we do? So my plan at this point is contact the place I got the parts from and say, look, somebody needs to pony up some money, because the alignment was $100. Those tires, those Yokohamas on this, about $250 a pop. And because I like the old raised white letters, but it's to the point where it's like, give me a break. I put all these components in there, pay $100 to have it aligned, and then all of a sudden I've got these problems. So I got to take all that stuff loose again, take it, have it aligned again. So there's going to be some compensation between me and somebody going on here pretty soon. But at issue is this, aftermarket parts. All this stuff's made in China nowadays, or Taiwan, or whatever else. Their quality sucks. I mean, it just really does. It's not impressed. I'm not impressed with what I'm having to deal with, how much stuff you have to change, and things that last a year or a year and a month. Well, the place is like, well, it's got a 1-year warranty on it. Yes, it does. The factory one lasted 60,000 miles in 5 years. Why can't you make it last 5 years? So, ongoing problems. Shed all over the page. Thanks for your time.